Welcome my dear students in Prep 1. Our session today is about addition of rational numbers and its properties. We said before that the rational number is a number which can be written in the form of a over b, so as a fraction. Adding rational number is like adding fraction. I should have the same denominator, then I can add the numerators. Let's begin with the first one. Negative 3 over 10 plus negative 2 over 5. I should have the same denominator. The lowest common multiple here is 10. So the first rational number will stay negative 3 over 10. The second one I multiply up and down by 2 to get the denominator of 10. So 2 times 2 is 4. So I have negative 4 over 10. Now I'll put the same denominator, then I'll add the numerators. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. The same sign, take the sign and add. So the result is negative 7 over 10. And this is the simplest form. The second one, I have mixed number. I'll convert it into improper fraction. Put the same denominator 3. Then 8 times 3, 24 plus 2, 26. So the first mixed number or the first rational number will be 26 over 3. Now I have negative 4 and 1 over 12. Okay, here the denominator is 12, then 4 times 12, 48 plus 1, 49. So I have negative 49 over 12. Now I want to unify the denominator. Here we have 12 and 3. The lowest common multiple is 12. I multiply 3 times what to get 12? Yes, 3 times 4. So I multiply up and down by 4. I have 104 over 12 plus negative 49 over 12. Now I'll add 104 plus negative 49. The result will be 55 over 12. And also this is the simplest form. The last one here, I have negative 2 plus 13 and 3 over 7. We can add the whole numbers, then fractions, or we can convert the mixed number into improper fraction. Okay, let's add. Here we have 13 and the negative 2. Take the sign of the greater, positive, and subtract. 13 minus 2 is 11. So 11 and 3 over 7. 11 and 3 over 7 is the same as 80 over 7. And this is the simplest form. Also, you can convert 13 and 3 over 7 into improper fraction. It will be 94 over 7. And 2, it means 2 over 1. So I multiply up and down by 7. It will be 14 over 7. Negative 14 plus 94 is 80 over 7. Okay, you can use the way you want. Okay, so to add rational numbers, you should unify the denominator, then add the numerators. Okay, and after you get the result, simplify the result and put it in the simplest form. Okay, we studied before the properties of addition in integers in nature number. Today we want to study the addition of rational number, the properties of addition, but here of rational numbers. Closure. If you have two rational numbers and you add the two rational numbers together, the result will be also a rational number. That's what we are mean. This is the meaning of a closure. The result is inside the same set. Here, two rational numbers, so the result also is a rational number. Commutative, it means that if you have a over b and c over d, it's the same as c over d plus a over b. Like for example, 1 over 2 plus 3 over 5 equals 3 over 5 plus 1 over 2. Like in integers and natural number. Number 3, associative. Associative, it means you can, if you have three rational numbers, three rational numbers. You can add the first two numbers, then add the third, or you can add the second and the third, then add the first. The result won't change. Okay, so for example, if I have 1 over 3 plus 3 over 5 plus 7 over 9, I can add 3 over 5 plus 7 over 9 at first, then add 1 over 3, or you can add 1 over 3 plus 3 over 5, then add 7 over 9. This is the associative. So we have closure, commutative, and associative. As in natural number and integers, the additive identity here is 0. What do you mean by additive identity? Additive identity, it means a number, if you add to any numbers, the result will be the same number. It doesn't change. So for example, a over b plus 0, it will be a over b. And also 0 plus a over b will be a over b. So the additive identity here is 0. Here in rational number also we have additive inverse. Like in integer, the additive inverse is the same number but with the opposite sign. Like here, for example, a over b, the additive inverse is negative a over b. What do you mean by additive inverse? It's a number, if you add to a required number, the result will be the additive identity. So if I add a over b plus negative a over b, the result will be 0. 5 over 11 plus negative 5 over 11, for example, it will be 0. So any number, if you want to get the additive inverse, just change the sign. Okay, let's take an example. Find the result in the simplest form using the properties. I want to use the properties and I'll mention this property. The first one here, I have 5 over 6 plus negative 3 over 6 plus 3 over 6. We can notice that we have 3 over 6 and negative 3 over 6, the number and its inverse. So I'll start with adding the two numbers here, 3 over 6 plus negative 3 over 6. So the property I used here is, yes, associative property. I'll start with the second and third number. Okay, here 3 over 6 plus negative 3 over 6 is 0. So I have 5 over 6 plus 0. It will be 5 over 6. So I use additive inverse, which is the positive 3 over 6 and the inverse is negative 3 over 6. Also the result is the result belongs to Q, so closure. You can write also the additive identity, because here 0 is the additive identity. Okay, the second one, 2 over 3 plus 4 over 5 plus 3 over 4. Okay, you can start by changing the place, 2 over 3, 3 over 4, then 4 over 5. So the property here is commutative. Then I'll choose to add the first and second, then the third. So I use associative property. Now I can unify the denominator, then add 3, 4, and 5. The lowest common multiple here is 60. So 3 times 20, 2 times 20 is 40. 4 times 15, 3 times 15 is 45. By the same way, 5 times 12, 4 times 12 is 48. Okay, I'll add the first and second, then I'll add the third. The result will be 133 over 60, and this is the simplest form. Okay, closure, because the result belongs to Q. Another exercise. Here we have 4 numbers, 2 over 7, 3 over 4, 4 over 7, and negative 3 over 4. I can notice here I have the same denominator, 7 and 7, so I can change the place to get 2 over 7, 4 over 7, then 3 over 4, and negative 3 over 4. This property is commutative and associative. Commutative because I change the place, and associative because I choose to add the third and fourth, then first and second. Okay, so here 3 over 4 plus negative 3 over 4 is 0. So here I have additive inverse and additive identity. 2 over 7 plus 4 over 7 is 6 over 7. It belongs to Q, so closure. Okay, that's all about our session today. Next session we will discuss subtraction of rational numbers. Thank you very much for watching. See you next session and goodbye.